go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, so I'm starting my day here. Morning routine is done. Now it's just after 8:30 and I'm about to jump into some important items. Okay, so here's my day today. Morning routine done, important items, couple of meetings, boom, boom, boom. Then I got a coffee meeting. I'm gonna do content in the afternoon. I got a business kind of personal development coach at 3. Then I'll wrap up some items 4 to 5:30, and then I got personal training with a trainer at 6 p.m. I'm trying not to make these videos super aesthetic because I want people to actually listen in to what I'm saying or what I'm up to and not need for it to be a cinematic masterpiece for people to want to tune in. I figure if I'm able to do that over the long run, it's going to make my life a lot easier because I know that the amount of time that it takes for me to think about how things need to look visually for it to be super appealing, that's not something that I want to be spending my time on. It's not a productive use of my own time. So for now, especially when I'm filming these myself, I am really trying to not care as much about the aesthetic and focus way more on the intention, way more on what I'm talking about, how I feel like it might relate to you guys, some conversations that I think you guys could listen in on and enjoy. And that's the main focus for me. So I really appreciate you sticking with me as it is not the most visually appealing. And that's the way that I want to go about it.
Yo,
Morning, sir.
what up, what up?
How are you feeling?
Feeling great. Making a cup of coffee here at WeWork. About to sit down.
Oh, sick. You're already over there?
Yeah. Got
Love.
here about 10 minutes ago.
Love that. It's awesome.
What up, what up? What's on the agenda?
I woke up, I filmed a morning routine.
Great, that's sick.
And then made a coffee and now jumping into it. On my list right now, I have some content stuff later. I got these 3 meetings. Then I have Stan with you, Gorgie with you, and then I got a couple different follow-ups.
Nice. Cool. Gorgie and Stan are top of my list when I sit down. I'm going to go through that Gorgie shot list again and wrap 1, get it over to Evan, and then start working on 2 and 3. And then for Stan, I want to go through that group chat that I haven't looked at.
Awesome. And are we?
Whatever updates.
We're trying to go live with the Stan today.
Yeah, I don't know the context of what you guys talked about Friday, but ideally either today or tomorrow.
Yeah. No, nothing's changed. So we can post it to my story and we can post it to LinkedIn and get the people filing in.
There we go. Nice.
Cool. All right. Send me anything when you're back at your computer.
Cool. I'll send you updates.
All right, brother.
All right. Peace.
Later. Just talked to Damien. Let's call Damien on my team. It's just us right now, full time, and then a couple different people that get contracted in dependent on what service we're offering to the brand that we're working with. So right now what I've been doing is kind of starting with a couple of weeks or a month with a brand where I'm doing the strategy and I am helping them out in any way that they need. That could be coming up with their social strategy, that could be auditing how they're filming content, that could be sitting with the founder and getting clear on their story, that could be even making a little bit of content for them. But in the first month, I'm trying to get really clear on what it is that they really need help with. And then from there, we go and we actually like build it out into a little bit bigger of a project. So for those first couple of weeks, it's Damien and I. For most of the things, it's just Damien and I. But then when the projects get bigger, then we go and we staff them out with multiple people that are independent contractors based on the projects. The biggest thing that we're still doing right now that is the most consistent is finding homes for creators with brands. Finding creators to make consistent content with brands. So the brand that we're doing this search for right now, we do a very specific like manual process of recruiting. So a brand comes to us, we create a job posting, we post it through my socials, we post it on LinkedIn. Some people apply. At the same time as that, we know the demographic of creator that the brand is looking for. So we go out and we look for that specific creator as well, both in our network and out of our network, and try to find the person that is perfect for that brand. We take meetings with them. We vet them initially ourselves to make sure that they're the right fit. Then we come back, we make this list for the brand. We show the brand the list of 20 to 30 to 50 creators that we think are the right applicants for this role. The brand tells us 5 to 7 of them that they think they like the most, and we give our recommendations. That's a big part of it. We look at it, we give our own top 3, top 5. Brand picks theirs, and then from there we schedule time with the creators, with the brand. So all of us on a call together, seeing who they think is the right fit once they've actually met with the person. And in those meetings, we'll actually come up with sample content for those creators to go and film for the brand, so the brand can actually see, like, do we like this person? How does it feel when they're actually using our products? Do we think that they fit the right vibe? Do we think that their content is talent that we actually view as like this could really make a move for our profile? So they'll make sample content, and we manage this whole process with the brand. So Damien and I will oversee the whole thing to the point where the brand gets the sample content back and loves the content and is like, cool, this is the person that we're rocking with. And from there, they hire them as either an independent contractor or as a full-time employee. So that's what I'm working on right now. Today we have one going live with a brand called Stan. It's Jay Hoovie's brand. Love John, love what they've been doing. Incredible company, and they are looking for somebody that is more of a higher end documentary style creator. So we're putting out that search today to begin looking for that creator to run Stan's account and make content for them on a couple of different platforms. And I'm really excited for this one because I love John and I love that whole brand. This is the job posting for Stan, the creator search that we're doing for them. They're looking for a documentary style filmmaker to interview different individuals for the Stan account. They're going to make content for Instagram, TikTok, potentially YouTube. Budget of $10K a month, which I think is incredible. So somebody's going to come and have just a really fun job with Stan, because I think their team's incredible. So this is the page that will go live. This is the graphic that I will post on my Instagram story, plus we'll post this on LinkedIn, and then people will go and they'll be able to click on this and they will be able to go and apply to the Stan job posting. And then we will go through every person that applies to try and find the right person. And yeah, that's going up today. Sam just brought me his little bagel in the morning. Here we go. Posting on Instagram. Okay. Posting a video about how every platform right now is pretty interest-based and algorithmic, meaning your content's not getting shown necessarily to people that follow you. It's getting shown to people that have been interested in videos that are similar to their... They're getting shown content that is similar to the other content that they have liked and commented on and engaged with. So it's less about the people that they're following and more about the content that they're watching. So for that reason, I think if you are trying to really share to the algorithm what content it is that you create so that then it knows who to show it to, it can be smart to put all of your videos that are the similar style on their own page so that the algorithm is very, very clear on who you are as a platform or as an account. So if that's man on the street comedy and you have that as just one single page, then the algorithm knows anybody that likes man on the street comedy, let's show this to. But if you're using your brand account and it's man on the street comedy, then the next one is a recipe. Then the next one is a founding story. Then the next one is an unboxing. Then the next one is, a different style of creator talking into the camera. it can be confusing to the algorithm if they're not all the exact same kind of style, or if they're not all the exact same idea being shared into the world. So to make it more simple, I think a great idea is starting a separate account, because your following doesn't matter as much right now. It's not about following, it's about consistency of views and engagement. Starting a separate account for each one of these series, having one person run that account, and just having them post as much as possible, as much as they can, with that single series on that account. Something that I think a lot of people should try starting. So looking through these folders of content that you have, organizing it, putting it into a content calendar, showing the content calendar, then actually pressing post, engaging and managing the postings, and like engaging with people that actually comment back. That's immediate. Longer term, along with that, is what's the real like long-term strategy that we're building. Right now we're going to use the content that's already being created, but like, is there different things that we can add on to this to make it a little bit better, to change it, to tweak it, to increase the engagement? Is that correct?
I think that's it.
Awesome. I would love to help with it. Like, I know I can help with it, and I know Damien can help with it too.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, you guys still, there's very few brands that understand how to make content the way that you guys, and you guys didn't even know how to fucking do it. The fact that you guys went from having no idea to being able to do it the way that you guys did was, and still is, insane.
I know. I remember when we were sitting in your car at Little Lunch, like on a Sunday morning, and you had like edited the first video for us, and we were like, all right, like, let's see what happens here. And it ended up getting like 300,000 views.
Yeah. Dude, what a throwback. What a throwback. All good things, bro, and like, just so you know, like, I don't know how you guys are viewing it towards yourself, but like, I would really urge you guys to like not be hard on yourself, and not like look at it as like, fuck, like we're failures, this didn't work out, because bro, like you couldn't have predicted the way that shit happens, and like the success that you guys built was real success. Just shit fucking happened, and like there's just nothing that you guys could have done. So I hope you guys know that like I would really recommend you don't look at it as like this is a reflection of me as an entrepreneur or as like a business person. I loved working with you guys. I thought you guys were awesome.
I appreciate that, man. And like, obviously, I give a lot of credit to you to like helping us get that stuff off the ground. Like, especially with like the short form video, like we had no experience with it, and it like was single-handedly the differentiator that like from the like total marketing side of things that like took us into this like stratosphere. Like nobody would have taken us seriously if we didn't. Like we got into Walmart, like on the shelves of Walmart because of like TikTok and short form video.
Whole process, but
How are you feeling?
sorry,
How are you feeling?
I'm pretty like happy about it. Wasn't making me happy anymore, and just need to do something different with it. So,
Dude, know exactly where you're at, or I mean, don't know exactly where you're at, but like have been there, and can tell you on the other side that I'm so stoked that I did leave hockey when I did. So much good shit to come for you, especially if you're making the decision like to do it on your own terms. It's awesome. You're young as fuck, and you have like there's just so much opportunity outside of it. So super stoked for you.
I was gonna see if like you could give me any guidance on what I could be doing, what I should be doing to try to start that kind of process.
Awesome, bro. Really cool. What are you going to school for, and what are the things that you enjoy? Like, what is the shit you want to talk about?
I love golf. I love Florida. Like, I love the beach. I love showing off like how great that is.
Cool.
So I'd say like just.
And what school? What are you going to school for?
I'm going to school for master's in business, probably in finance and entrepreneurship. So.
Cool. Okay, sick. And you don't feel like you want to talk about the school process. You want to lean more into like your interests outside of school?
From like the content stuff?
Correct.
Yeah, I never thought about the school process. I mean, I'd imagine, I don't know how interesting it would be.
Yeah, well, okay, well here's the gist of it is you can start making content around anything. It really is like, what do you actually want to share with the world? Because I think there is a super intriguing angle of you showing life after hockey and what it's like to be transitioning out of hockey and what you're doing now by going to school and what you're learning and what you're trying to accomplish. People like seeing the process of somebody building something. So like you right now, in a way, you're like restarting your life outside of hockey, that you could document that whole process in a vlog style of just like daily Instagram, wherever you want to do it. But daily videos just showing today is day 3 of being done with playing hockey, and I'm going to school, and today I went and I learned this. I'm living in this area, and here's the things that have been really intriguing to me. Like you just showing that process every day. If you stuck with it, by day 50, I think a lot of people would have a real interest in what you're doing. That's just the like life side of it. Now you could go a separate way and like go very specific about a topic if you know the topic that you want to go in on. Like you mentioned golf. If you're like, yo, I absolutely love golf and like that's some shit that I want to talk about all the time, like you could make a golf page and go all in on the golf page. But the only reason why I wouldn't recommend that is if you don't know that you actually for sure want to be doing that, I wouldn't go hard into it. I would do more general stuff until you like get a real feel for what it is that you want to spend all of your time in.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. I didn't even think about that, but I'd imagine, like, I feel like I always wanted to do something during hockey, but it was really hard for me to do it with just like the social like atmosphere of like teammates and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to like be too far out of line, or you don't want to be too far in a different direction than everybody else, and I think that's like kind of part of hockey culture, which can be tough because there's not a ton of personality. But
Yep.
Now that I'm done, I feel like I don't really care as much anymore. Like I don't have to like be like, oh, like worried about this or that.
For sure.
So I never thought about that kind of transition part to show people what's going on, because I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, and I think I'll give you from my experience when I got done, or when I went all in on posting content, the first feelings were very weird of like, oh shoot, or like what are guys gonna think? I'm now talking about like my morning routine and things like that. Just weird for like you know, if you walked in the locker room after posting a video like that, people would probably be like, bro, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But so you have all of that feeling that that's gonna happen. But what ends up happening is once you do it for a little while and you actually are like, yo, this is just what I'm doing now, and I've accepted it, and this is what I'm up to. As soon as you start to have some success with it, all of that shit changes, and you actually start getting a lot of support from people. And like the amount of hockey guys that have reached out to me now that I would have been so worried about them saying something before, and they've reached out and been like, bro, this video that you posted was super helpful. Or, oh, I found a coffee shop because of you, or I started doing this in my routine because of you. You'll get a lot of that as well. So I would really encourage you to step into it because you have the interest in doing it. All of those dudes will support.
Yeah, it's so interesting hearing like your side of things, because it's so similar, like the way I feel like with that type of stuff. It's hard, yeah, because you walk in the locker room and you know you'll get it from every angle at that point.
Yeah, and that's the culture is built that way, and it's not a knock to the culture. It's just that's just how it is, bro. Hockey is ran by a lot of old school people that have made a living and been super successful by staying in their lane and doing it one way. So it's not like bro, when I got done playing with hockey, I was almost like angry at the sport for being so closed-minded and being so like conservative. Now, having been like multiple years out of it, now I'm like, that's just the way that the people that ran hockey found success. So you're just, our generation is, your generation, my generation is just younger people are different. A lot more hockey players now want to talk about things, want to be more out there, want to document more of their life and just like, live a different version. But it's still being ran by the people that were running it 30, 40 years ago. So it's just the way that the sport is. But that's the good part about now being done with it, is now you're like, dude, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can relate to that too, because it's like, you almost have, like, I almost felt like it always kept me like in a box, and like you weren't allowed to get out of that box. And then at some point you feel like you overgrow it to where you start resenting the game because it's keeping you from other things.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So like, I think that's a big part of it too. But like I said, I feel like I have like this time is like such a blessing, because like it's not like I'm just totally trying to focus on content. Like I'm doing school too, so like I can kind of do both and not have to like sit there and be like, oh man, I hope this grows like tomorrow. I hope this. It's like if it does, great. If it doesn't, then that's also fine. Like I don't have to have that pressure on it, so it's nice.
Yeah, dude, I love that. I think that's awesome. I think you should, like, my thoughts are, I think you sharing the process of you trying new things and testing out, like, life after hockey, I think a lot of people would follow along with that. Rather than you being like, I'm now trying to immediately grow this golf page and go 0 to 100 quick. I think you just, like, showing, like, even literally a series of just like restarting my life after retiring from hockey, day 1, day 72. Today I went to school. I'm going to school because of this. I live in this area. Like, just the shit that you're up to.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
It also will help you. Something that really helped me when I retired was, because I was doing social media and I was going so hard into social media and I was sharing and I like told people that I was retiring and that I was done, the amount of people that I actually found new, like the amount of people that I met through social that helped me transition into real life was insane. People that offered me jobs, or people that people that had been in my position that had retired from their own sports, people that were like, yo, can you come and talk to my sports team about like what it means to be a pro athlete? People that want to help. Putting yourself out there and showing just like what you're up to now, you'll get a ton of people that will be hitting you up.
Yeah, I remember hearing you in I forget what the podcast was, but you're saying how like you just like went right into it all the way, like right away.
Yeah, but I think I was probably a little different than you in the sense of, for me, when I was playing, I always felt very limited in hockey, and I never was a star. Like, I don't know how you were, but like the fact that you played in the SHL and like you were actually making like a real serious living. I played games in the KHL. I was in Russia for a year, but I wasn't like it was never like hockey was actually like fulfilling all of my like life needs. So I think for me, I always was dabbling with social during playing hockey, because I was like, I know that this isn't it, and I'm not getting any like, it's not showing me that I'm like destined to be in the NHL. So I was always like messing around with social. So immediately when I stopped playing, I had already been doing it a little bit. So I was like, I can go super hard into this now.
Yeah. I remember seeing like, didn't you start with personal training stuff?
Yeah.
I remember seeing it like way back, the personal training stuff. But
yeah,
really cool to see. Like, it's really cool to see, like, from my perspective, like how you've been able to completely, become like I have a lot of friends that like follow you too, and like everyone kind of, this is like what, like, after hockey, if you want to do something and grow your social media and like whatever, like you're kind of like the guy. So
thank
like,
you, bro.
that's paved the way for that, or like set the example, or showed like it's possible.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate the time that.
Appreciate you saying that. Yeah, what else? What else can I help with?
No, way I could go and starting to try and grow my following and see if I can do something with it. So this
Fuck
is
yeah.
super helpful. I didn't even think about a life after hockey type of like series. So that's great.
Sick, bro. Dude, happy to help. Hit me up with whatever, for real. Like anything that I can help with. Happy to help. Some people, the transition of hockey is super easy, and some people, the transition of hockey is super hard. Here to help however I can. If I can make any intros, if there's any feedback on shit that you're doing, I love that you're like one of very few hockey players that are going to step into social media after. So the fact that you're doing that, please hit me up and let me be of help to anything that I can do.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I really appreciate it. So thanks again for the time.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Later. I titled this video Running a Business That I Don't Want to Retire From because that is what I'm trying to do with everything in my work. Now, what does that mean for me? Running a business I don't want to retire from. That means the things that I do within the business are things that I enjoy. It means that my day-to-day is not something that I look forward to the weekend to leave and escape from. So throughout the day for me, with everything that I am doing, I'm asking myself periodically, how am I feeling about this? Do I enjoy this? How could I enjoy this more? And a lot of the times it's not even necessarily the task, it's just my own perspective of the task. Some of the times there's things that I'm doing that are very monotonous, but that I absolutely love because it makes me feel good doing them. Other times there's things that could probably seem super enjoyable, super exciting, yet the way that I'm viewing them is not helping me, and so I'm not enjoying it. So part of the process for me is self-reflection of being like, okay, how can I enjoy this more? Is it the actual task that I'm doing that I need to get off of my plate? Or is it the way that I'm looking at the task and the way that I'm feeling about the task that I can just spend some time with myself because there's something that needs to be heard, and that might change it and make me actually really enjoy the task. For example, scheduling meetings and doing emails for some people is like an absolute no chance. I would never do this. I'm a CEO, I run the company, I don't schedule my things and I don't do my emails. Other people might look at it and be like, I absolutely love doing this. I love it. I open my emails, people want to hear from people, people want to meet me. I get to schedule things. I get to choose when I'm meeting people, when I'm spending time with them. It comes down to your perspective. So for me, with all the things that I'm doing in my business, I do not want to create a business that I want to get away from. I want to create a business, and I want to be living within a business that feels the same way when I'm in the business as it does when I close my laptop and I go and eat dinner with my family and go spend time with my friends. All of it is joy. All of it is enjoyment. So I got to be honest with myself. I got to look at different, I got to allow myself to be real and honest with the way that I'm feeling, and then be real and honest about changing the perspective and at times looking through things from a more optimistic lens, or looking at it through a lens of me wanting to be here and be present with it. Walking over to a meeting in my neighborhood, taking River for a walk and going to meet somebody. Here we go. I couldn't film that meeting, but I wanted to show you guys that I went over there, nice little walk, grabbed a coffee, caught up with a friend, and the gist of the meeting, the takeaway for me personally was just how much I love hearing people's unique stories about how they've started their product and why it means so much to them. It's the thing that I think I enjoy the most, is hearing the human aspect of brands, and like, why did this mean so much to you to start? Or why do you feel like your consumer will care about this and it means so much to them? Because even if you don't think about it, most companies start from some sort of pain point. Most of them start from either them experiencing something or a consumer experiencing something that they recognize. So being able to help people, being able to hear from people why this was important to you and how you're making the world a better place by doing this, or being able to even share that with them of being like, man, I don't even know if you realize this, but the product that you've created is actually helping a ton of people, and it's so cool that you've done this. And it's just very like, I just think that that's really cool. So getting to hear from him. He has just a really cool story that in a couple of months I would love to talk more about if we end up actually doing anything and working together. But great fun little meeting. Walked back, had some lunch, and now I am getting into the end part of my day where I have a personal coaching call, and then I have personal training on my own, and I will be editing some content. So I'm gonna end the vlog of today here and go and get into my computer flow. Hope you guys have really enjoyed this, and super grateful for anybody that has tuned in and has watched to this point. Would love to hear what more I can share, what more I can be helpful with. I'm enjoying making these videos, so thank you for sticking around. All right, guys, later.